Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. I am here with another wonderful guest today, Jean-Pierre Pouliin. Welcome to the show, Jean-Pierre.
Thank you so much for having me on, Melissa. It is an honor to be here.
Well, I'm excited for you to be sharing your story today. And first, I'd like to introduce you to the audience. Jean-Pierre is a 57-year-old professional engineer, inventor, and scientist. Striving to live a conscious and healthy lifestyle since learning TM meditation at the age of 14, Jean-Pierre lived most of his life in good health until an unexpected injury at the age of 56. Suffering a painful femur fracture shortly after a strenuous move, the subsequent inspection at the hospital found that Jean-Pierre's femurs had been weakened by multiple myeloma cancer. Now recovering, Jean-Pierre has a message of hope to all those facing life-threatening illnesses. And that is why I invited him on the show, because as you know, I love to give hope to all of my listeners by hearing stories of others who have healed themselves. So, Jean-Pierre, I know you call this your perfect storm. If you could please take us back to that day and what has transpired since then on your healing journey.
So I have been blessed nearly all of my life with basically perfect health, almost no health conditions whatsoever for 40 years. And because I worked it, I was eating healthy. I've been seeking knowledge. I've been practicing meditations for 40 years, hanging around people on the growth path, focusing on harmony and love in my life and knowledge for my body. And also being a tennis player and a hiker. Lo and behold, early this year, I would start to find that my legs were beginning to strain and feeling pain during strenuous exercises. A move made it much worse to the point where I felt I had a pulled muscle. And it all came to a head when I went to an interview. And I was walking with a cane at this point, still believing I had a pulled muscle. And I had my cane to my right and a luggage to my left with the handle folding. I fell onto my legs and I broke a femur, my left femur, which is one of the most painful experiences you can imagine. So from this ordeal, went to seek great healthcare in Canada and was blessed by amazing doctors and amazing science and all this machinery to inspect what had happened. And within a span of 6 hours at the hospital, I had learned that it was not a pull muscle, it was a femur fracture, and that my femur, both of them had been eaten by multiple myeloma cancer. For those who don't know, multiple myeloma is a silent killer. It is incurable, and it primarily attacks the inside of your bones, your major bones. So going from perfect health all my life to feeling a very painful femur fracture to myself needing operation in both my legs so I could walk, and then finding I had an incurable cancer on top of that was a very difficult moment. The scientist that I am, I focus on alleviating fear by being very precise and working the problem. And very early on, I found videos on YouTube from scientists from the Mayo Clinic explaining that people with that condition had 3 to 5 years to live, which is not acceptable to me. So my
I'm
journey
just going
from
to
that,
stop you there for 1 second to just say that is such a powerful choice that you made, that is not acceptable to you.
exactly.
And that's what kept
So,
going. And people need to know we can make a choice. So yes.
and I had been very firmly committed from my training as a scientist and as an inventor and engineer. My mind is trained to work the problem. So that ability that I've honed for so many years has really enabled me to progress out of a great deal of fear and pain. And so some takeaways from this very difficult day, I used to call it the worst day of my life. Um, a curveball like that brings out a lot of fear. And 3 to 5 years to live from perfect health at 56, like, why me, God? Like, why is this happening? So the enormity of the pain and the confusion and the doubt and the soul searching that was set in motion during those weeks was transforming in so many levels. And I have progressed through this perfect storm. And I'd love to tell my story because it has a good ending. And I think you'll
You're
be,
here to tell it, yes.
I'm here to tell that it has a great ending. So the process, the internal process, when you're facing the end of your life like that, it gets very emotional and very personal. It gets down to a conversation with your creator in a very emotional, deeply felt level. And it's hard to describe in words because of its intensity. It's not an experience that most people will understand in normal human interactions. When you're facing the end, things get to the 10th level. It really is intense. But walking you through a little bit the internal processing, um, I first the scientist kicked in as I witnessed this evidence coming out from the hospital and the doctors. I began to research like crazy. I was constantly on the internet watching YouTube videos and informing myself what this cancer was, and really doing the legwork of alleviating fear by seeking knowledge. So that is one major element on how to cultivate that healing mindset. From my background of 40 years of conscious living, I believe in health being a mind and body experience, and that it is very important for your mind and yourself to truly believe that you are on the healing journey, that there is no fear, there is no doubt about the treatment, that you honor the people who are helping you, that you seek the best information, that you visualize the very best path to health. You ask those great questions, you connect with true healers, and you earn their presence in your life, and you adapt to their wisdom, to their amazing skills that they have, such as Melissa here, which is an awesome health coach that I highly recommend to everyone. So another element of overcoming fear and pain is through the enumeration of gratitude. Fear and gratitude cannot exist inside your person at the same time. One will automatically replace the other. So choose wisely, choose gratitude. And it's a simple exercise of enumerating things I was grateful for, wonderful family and friends, people who love me, amazing ideas in my mind, great potential, immense creativity, all these amazing plans for the future. I began to focus less on the fear and the doubt and more onto my blessings. And that shifted so much of this equation to cultivate that healing mindset and begin to be more precise, to be more living on purpose, and truly tackle this immense problem that overcoming a health issue of this magnitude requires. And it comes down to a conversation in which your creator, with God. And when you face the end like that, for me, it was an experience, the takeaway that all that matters is to love and be loved. And from that that realization, everything shifted. So once that decision had been made that this was my new life path, to love and be loved, then everything became so much clearer. All these toxic situations and people from the past, just let that go. Seek people that are filled with light and inspiration, people on the growth path, people that want to grow and that can grow, and where I can participate in that growth process in a symbiotic relationship. Became very clear to me that this is my new life now. The old life, wasting time, trying to fix people, uh, attempting to hang with situations that are systemic and will continue to function in drama for decades, to wish those people love and health and positivity, but no longer put an immense amount of personal energy into their daily affairs. And for me, that was a revelation that has changed so many of my relationships. Another element of cultivating the healing mindset is to ask yourself those hard questions and constantly ask yourself the hardest of questions as to what do I want to do in my life? If I have 3 to 5 years to live or longer, it better be meaningful. And this is from Tony Robbins that I follow very closely. And one of his amazing nugget of wisdom is that it matters how you frame your question. Are you framing your question in a positive framing or a negative framing? For example, if I ask myself, why can't I never lose any weight? Your mind is going to answer, you're going to believe that because it's your own mind, that maybe it's my hormones or I have this condition, and then it becomes your identity and then becomes incredibly difficult to change. If instead I ask myself, what can I do today to be a vibrant health and to grow and to have fun? Then my mind will answer in a positive mindset. I'm going to believe that it's going to become my identity. So I chose to ask myself positively framed question. How can I get healthy again? How can I seek the best health professionals to help me overcome this situation and not have 3 to 5 years to live? How can I maximize my time left on this earth to really live fulfilled and happy and surrounded by great people and love and be loved? So constantly framing positive questions in that way, the answers come back, especially in a time of crisis like that, where it's like a come to Jesus moment. You drop down to your knees, you have nothing left, and you are really in a vulnerable state where the previous concept of how to live your life no longer applies, and now you're up to a blank slate of visualizing life 2.0, life with new purpose and health and wisdom and growth and fun and adventure and just piling on. Visualize, visualize, visualize. What would life 2.0 look like during a time of severe health concern? That's the golden opportunity to truly create life 2.0. For me, it was. And remember, this has a good ending. And so then there were doubts. Past this couple of weeks of intense exchange with my higher power and profound revelations, it came down to brass tacks of problems appearing. Chemotherapy started, and it's been brutal. Way about 15 health concerns appeared. some of them really severe. And it's taken a lot of that inner strength that I've had connected by having those conversations with my creator to keep plowing through them with a positive spirit and to keep working the problem and being precise, not making things worse by guessing, working with the health professional and overcoming these health issues one after the next, which include a complete psychosis. That was one event. I caught pneumonia, gallbladder issues, COVID, a bad cold. My legs got worse. I have all kinds of other ailments, and I feel weaker in my body from the effect of those drugs. So going through that tunnel, powered by conviction and purpose, is really is very important to have that conversation with your higher power to enable you to go through that tunnel, because the healing journey can have difficult moments, especially for cancer and chemotherapy. Then there were additional stressors in my life with some financial difficulties, with some family issues, and still this knowledge that I might have 3 to 5 years to live. Nothing is certain. So working the problem with my new conviction, my new Life 2.0 model, to focus on the growth path and to let go of the fear and focus on gratitude on a daily basis, enabled me to plow through very difficult issues that kept appearing and appearing and appearing. So there was a span of about 3 months where that tunnel was just dragging on with one problem after another. And it got quite confusing and quite painful. And why me, God? Why is this happening? Fortunately, with those new beliefs of Mr. Sunny Side Up's going to figure this out. Me as a scientist, I'm going to work the science. I'm going to keep connecting with great gratitude. And when there is pain, the cure for the pain is in the pain. And that is Rumi's saying, which is one of my favorite, that really applies to my personal life, is that inside pain, inside those feelings, lies the solution to the pain. And once a person works with those feelings, a solution comes that will shift your behavior, then the pain disappears just like that. So in my 3-month-long painful process, I kept working the pain and doing the soul searching and making those adjustments and just plowing through because of that strong conviction that I had accumulated with my conversation with God, that I was a person of light, a person of positivity, a person on the growth path, a person who wants to live. So part of that process, made some major decisions. That all that matters with the time I have left on this earth is to love and be loved. And it's amazing how that shifts things once you decide. Decide means there is no other path. You've burnt the boats, you're going through that path. It's a very firm commitment. Then all these uncertainties in my life and these things about myself I don't like very much really became, much easier to solve with this Life 2.0 and that stronger foundation, that what matters is to love and be loved and live a life of purpose and be surrounded by high quality people and earn their presence in my life and become a high quality person myself and contribute to others in a meaningful and powerful way. And from that path, this is such a major turning point. I can't think of a life decision that influenced so many things in my life, that decision that I exist to love and be loved, has changed every aspect, from previous relationships that were very difficult and somewhat toxic, to addressing family drama situations, to overcoming some internal doubts, and to recommit to people on the growth path, people who can and choose to grow, and that I can contribute into their well-being as well. And this is an ongoing interactive process on a daily basis to one, reconnect with gratitude, to focus on inner harmony and love and well-being, get up every morning with a foot at the right side of the bed and visualize that awesome day, and every day to have a clear outcome toward that life 2.0 that is now so clear to me. For example, in my career, I'm a senior engineer and inventor, and I'm now recommitting to a project that is completely life-sustaining. And this came from my decision of witnessing in this hospital the awe that I have for these medical professionals and these healers that are truly saving lives and reducing suffering. And out of love for what I received, I recommitted my career toward helping medical professionals with my strength in artificial intelligence. So now I'm creating a computer tool that deciphers doctor speak into easy to understand text that a person can understand. So if you can imagine this long report on an MRI that's like 3 pages long, filled with complicated medical words, my tool will explain it to you in a few bullet points. How important it is it good news, is it bad news, what are the medical terms, and what videos explains this, what images, and you double click on some topic and it opens a new window to continuing to explore. For example, in my condition, I had a report that said I had lytic bone, which I did not understand. So with this tool, you can determine very quickly what it does and explore from there. Multiple myeloma, what is multiple myeloma? What is this? What is that? And to deliver something that can save lives and reduce suffering. So a complete transformation as to my life direction, including my career, from that one powerful intent that I exist to love and be loved. Very, very powerful a message. And I wish I had that in my 20s when I was wasting so much time. I used to think that I was in excruciating pain when I fell down and I broke my femur, one of the most painful experiences you can imagine. And finding 6 hours later that my bones had been eaten and that, I had cancer and I still am learning how to walk. Now I consider the best day of my life because one, I was very fortunate to find that I had cancer by breaking a bone. Otherwise, it would have continued to damage my organs. So I caught it early. And because of this, the treatments is progressing well, and I am in remission. So that is
Yay!
the best news of all,
That
working
is.
with these awesome doctors. I am, as of a couple of weeks ago, my oncologist told me I am in remission and my body is responding well to treatments, and that it looks very likely that I'll be able to live a full health by working this problem and living life 2.0 as I have created it. So going back to that intense confusion and pain and hurt from this worst day ever, now I have so many benefits all around that, from a major health scare like this, really gives you a wake-up call that is very, very intense. And the benefits of that wake-up call are now enabling me to live with new purpose, with new energy, with new clarity, and really make things happen in a way that is life-sustaining and toward growth and toward love and harmony. So this was impossible before. So it really enabled me to step up to a higher vibration of living that was just out of this enormous pain and enormous confusion that came. So my message is, don't worry about the pain. The cure for the pain is in the pain. Simply work the problem. Simplify your life, be with your own feelings, meditate, seek harmony in your life, and visualize. Ask yourself those great questions from a positive mindset. How can I be of vibrant health? What can I do today to live a life of purpose and harmony and love? And the answers come just from within your own awareness. Your inner observer will answer. And those powerful messages are absolutely life-changing. And another takeaway is to keep moving, visualize the outcome, and ask yourself what this sad situation that you're experiencing, how can I make it this absolutely amazing and vibrant and strong? And this process of visualization on a daily basis and asking yourself, what's my outcome with this? What's my takeaway? What's a positive way to get toward love and being loved with this very honorable way to live? How can I approach this unfortunate situation filled with old dramas and old problems? Let that go. Take a deep breath and reimagine from Life 2.0, that new person that I choose to create, and you choose to create, that chooses to love and be loved and be around people of outstanding integrity and honesty and value, to earn their presence and to basically live heaven on earth, living in a state of perpetual bliss, because the people in your life are vibrating at your level. You're bringing them something of profound value. You are extracting something of profound value. And that is my interpretation of what heaven on earth is. So earning that high quality partner, that business friend, that those social interactions begins with me, begins with you. And for me, it took a major health scare to get me to unblock toward that new reality. And as a takeaway, it's all about gratitude, not fear. Fear and gratitude cannot exist together. Choose wisely, choose gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for. And that's what I wish for all of you.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey, Jean-Pierre. And with so much of the training that I have, you absolutely landed with all of your research and studies in exactly what you needed to focus on. And that is, what are you visioning up here? What are you saying to yourself up here? What questions are you asking yourself? Because that's where all the power is. And you came across that yourself and you stepped into it. And I always tell people that everything is happening for us. And I know that if I said that to you on the day that you broke your leg, you would have not enjoyed hearing it and wanted to fight, right? When we hear it when we're in the muck, it doesn't feel good to hear that. And yet, when we come through the muck, when we address the pain, when we come out the other side, we look back with that perfect hindsight 2020 vision. And when we can look back with gratitude the way you do, that's powerful. That is true healing. And so I really commend you for choosing, because you made a choice not to accept what you were reading about the, estimated amount of time you had left to live, right? That's the nocebo effect that unfortunately takes many people down. And you chose, no, that's not for me. And you put on your researcher hat, you put on your scientist hat, and you started to work the problem. You chose to be empowered in that moment. You chose to get out of victimhood of the why me, right? You could sit in that for hours and never get an answer as well. Or you unknowingly went to, how is this happening for me? What actions do I need to take?
Absolutely. It did happen for me, and I see it clearly now, although back then it was a harrowing amount of pain and fear and doubt and confusion and questioning. I think a profound takeaway from me is the importance of being with your own feelings in a state of pain. Whenever I feel pain, the first thing I do now is to slow down everything and all these unnecessary distractions and events and schedule. Let Put that on pause and simply connect with my own awareness with those feelings, this hurt. And it takes a long time for hurt to dissolve. And techniques like meditation and walks in nature or talking with inspiring people all assist in the heart cleaning its own house and raising the level of coherence between what my heart is saying, what my mind is saying, what my intuition is saying, what my values are saying, to ensure that there is coherence. And when facing a life-threatening situation like multiple myeloma cancer and broken legs and all these issues are surrounding my life that lined up into a perfect storm, having coherence between those parts of myself are crucial, that my mind and my heart, my intuition, my values are all pointing in the same powerful direction to make those powerful decisions where there is no other path. It's this way. I
Yes.
live to love and be loved. And those old dramas of the past and toxicity of the past, those old stories for 30 years that keep reoccurring, to not engage with them in a similar way of Life 1.0, but engage with Life 2.0 energy, filled with understanding and wisdom and love and harmony. And I believe that's more helpful for these people in my life as well, to
Hmm.
put on my oxygen mask first
Yes.
and to focus on that clarity, that coherence that exists within those many forces of myself, my heart, my intellect, my intuition, my values, all pointing together as witnessed by the aware observer, that silent observer that witnesses those different parts within myself. I have thoughts, I'm not my thoughts. I have feelings, I'm not my feelings. And there's this aware observer inside that say, hey, things are out of whack. There needs to be coherence. And overpowering an issue where you feel you could die in 3 to 5 years, that's when you need that coherence most of all. But the benefits of raising your level of coherence for all these other aspects of your life is very profound. So in my case, it ends well because it's a major health scare. I got this conversation with my creator. I have this new understanding about Life 2.0, and my cancer is in remission. I can live a full life, but I have this precious information that is now empowering me.
It's beautiful. And I also love your term Life 2.0. I'm actually listening to an audiobook right now by a Canadian author, Sydney Banks, called Second Chance. And I only just started listening to it earlier today. And so it's kind of the same second chance or Life 2.0, right? And you talked about visualizing that Life 2.0 and having that coherence and everything pointing in that direction with, your vision, your emotions, everything is connected, your intuition. And that's what got you here, to have that chance to live Life 2.0 and be in remission and live life fully now. I would love to know, what have your doctors said about this? Have they said that, your recovery is, they're amazed by it, and do they understand the depth of the work that you did on yourself internally and in your mindset to get you where you're at today? Have you discussed that with them as well?
It has been a rough journey with the chemotherapy, with
Mhm.
about 15 health conditions appearing,
Yes.
and literally 1 week there's new stuff happening in my body that I wish didn't happen. So it's complex, and it requires a lot of positive energy to plow
Mhm.
through
Mhm.
these issues that are appearing for the first time. I'll give you an example. um, the steroids that are given during most cancer uh, triad treatments There's three drugs working together. One of them is steroids. Um, and when I started taking it, I had very painful gallbladder issues that became so painful I couldn't breathe deeply anymore, couldn't sleep.
Mhm.
I was
Right.
bedridden for a week, in pain, and really trying to understand, my goodness, do I have gallbladder issue on top of cancer? Then the steroids stopped, gallbladder issue completely evaporated. And it's a kind of curveball that is very painful when you can't sleep, can't breathe, on
Right.
top of the uncertainty of the cancer. These are difficult problems. And powered by a conviction that, hey, I'm a scientist, I'm not going to accept this crap. I'm going to work the issue, I'm going to talk to the doctors, I'm going to work the problem. The solution came, and I was able to surmount this issue. But had I been in a low energy mode of not having this guided purpose of Life 2.0, this is the type of thing that really can wear you down. And
Hmm.
there's other issues that are as severe as that. So it wasn't easy.
Right.
And I am sure that for most cancer patients that lose their hair or that have all these issues developing, it is a difficult, well, it's a challenging time.
Hmm.
And that's
Absolutely.
why it's very important to be powered by gratitude, be not giving into the fear and the doubt, and continue to be in movement with powerful visualization and ask those great questions from a positive mindset. How can I resolve this issue naturally without medication? How can I move today or start my day today to overcome this health issue? And the mind answers, and the resources appear, and the right wisdom appears because you're seeking it, as opposed to, my God, I can't breathe, I can't sleep, I'm going to die, right?
Cancel,
So
cancel, cancel.
the change of energy is immense, and facing the end of life, a lot of people are unfortunately tanking in that direction, that this could be the end of me and there's nothing I can do. That identity, overcome that through a powerful vision of Life 2.0 and based on gratitude.
And so, would you say that it's your lifetime practice of meditation that you've had that gave you the knowledge and the ability to step into the power of your own mind and knowing gratitude can't be in the same space as fear? Or was that all learning that you had as you dove into your research and you were learning now and putting it into practice right away now?
So facing a challenge of that magnitude really brings things to, that's when the rubber hits the road. And
Hmm.
in my case, 40 years of conscious living with so many movements, and most of my friends are on the growth path, and I'm constantly exposed to higher quality knowledge to live in harmony and love, is very important. It set me up for a powerful experience.
Right.
And I have asked myself this question: had it not been for this choice to live a conscious life for 40 years, what would have been my experience
Right.
facing this horrible situation
Yes.
with everything collapsing around me? And I'm thankful for this life, for these decisions that I've made before, to focus on my health, to focus on gratitude, to understand the importance of love and harmony, and letting go of toxicity, and seeking a powerful and healing environment. It was a big part of the solution.
Hmm.
But this was the opportunity to really get it down to the next level.
Right.
And I love that saying, that life happens for me,
Hmm.
because this really did was a springboard to me at the next level.
Right.
Had this not happened, I would have continued several bad decisions and personal demons that I kept feeding into, and some wishy-washy goals that are not well conceived toward living a life of love and being loved. But now with this new foundation, a whole, like, life has been, every decision in my life has been reinterpreted with this new reality of living a life of purpose that leads me to loving and being loved. So it really did happen for me in this situation. And had somebody told me that back then, I would have been very, very upset. It's like, why me, God? I focus so much on my health. How can a person in perfect health go to having broken legs and cancer and all these other issues and chemo issues? Like, it's too much. I give up, right? So the ability to being with the pain and understanding it, just with those feelings comes that wisdom that enables the person to overcome the pain and to shift to a new state. And as soon as those decisions are made, cut off all the other path, pain disappears. And a new life of purpose that is very, very powerful is possible. Without that pain, life would have just continued with these bad decisions I was making, with this low energy, some personal demons that I had that I'm fixing now. So I am grateful for what happened in this worst day of my life. Turns out it was the best opportunity and it really stepped me to the next level.
Beautiful. I love that, Jean-Pierre. And I, several months ago, had Bruce Lipton on my podcast. And he, of course, is the spiritual scientist, as he likes to call himself as well. And
I read his book.
And his book, yes, Biology of Belief, it ends with a phrase that I think that you will really resonate with, a little phrase here, and it's: a lifetime without love is of no account. Love is the water of life. Drink it down with heart and soul. So I am so proud of you for this journey that you've gone through. We've worked together in the past. I know how much you take care of your health, and yet things take us out, and they're happening for us because now you have a new purpose, a new passion, a new love of life, a new career, which sounds like it's really needed. And so thank you for that as well. And I just love where you're at now and where you're going with this. And, having been part of a witness of what you've gone through, I truly am so proud of you for the way that you approach this. And you are an inspiration. You are an inspiration to every single person that hears this episode. And I really encourage you to keep sharing your story because people need to hear it. And so with that, I would love to ask you the question that I ask every single guest on my show. What does "don't wait for your wake-up call" mean to you?
It means you have the answer within your person to seize any situation that is difficult and come out with a powerful solution today. Be with that pain, be with that uncertainty, that health condition that is causing so much heartache and grief and confusion. Slow down your life, reconnect with your inner awareness, and the solution will come. This is when I had those conversations with my creator, 3 to 5 years to live. Really, God, like I focused so much on health and now I get this? Not acceptable. And I created for myself Life 2.0 from that moment. So don't wait for that. Any pain in your life, it doesn't have to be a life or death situation. Any health uncertainty or confusion, be with that uncertainty, be with that condition. Slow down other elements that are less important. What is more important than your health? Your health is primal to everything. And being with that health condition, ask yourself positively framed question. How can I live a vibrant health today and overcome this, right? The solutions will come. The people in your life will appear with the right wisdom and the right knowledge. So maintain that gratitude, ask yourself positively framed question, and rely on what's inside.
And I love what you're saying there. In my world of work, I am always saying that pain means pay attention.
Yes.
It's there for a reason. Pay attention, ask, why it's shown up now and what you can do about it. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jean-Pierre, for coming on the show. I know that this isn't your line of work at all. However, if there's somebody out there that is really inspired by Jean-Pierre's story, is going through their own health journey, and would really like to connect with Jean-Pierre, what we're asking is first connect with me. You can just email me at melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com. We can have a conversation. And then based on your story and where you're at, we can potentially connect you with JP. He wants to help people who are really in that space to be helped. However, we don't need to be having him flooded with emails from everyone. So reach out to me first. And I thank you for honoring that for those that might just need that little bit more of inspiration of a conversation with you. And as we end this show, Jean-Pierre, any last word of wisdom that you would like to leave the audience with today?
It's all good. You have that power within you to overturn any situation and overcome any pain and difficulty and confusion simply by connecting with your aware observer and the inner tools at your disposal. It's all about asking yourself those great questions in a space of harmony and love and quietness, and the answers come. And from those answers, we'll will create a new reality that makes your entire life shift to the next level. So any uncertainty and difficulties in reality, an opportunity to set your life to a next level. So keep the faith, keep gratitude, and go get it.
Beautiful. I love that. And I just have one final question for you to put this all in perspective for the listeners. What How long was it since your accident until we're recording this today? How many months has it been?
April 12th is when I broke my leg, and then all those tests were made, and I learned I had cancer, and the worst day of my life was now a major turning point that I'm so grateful. So this happened very recently, and it took those many months to get to my new understanding about life 2.0.
And that's April 12th, 2024. So,
Yes.
and to now, when we're recording this episode, it's roughly 4 months. So, yes, congratulations again, and on your remission. And thank you again for sharing your story. And to my audience, I just want to say thank you for tuning in every week, for prioritizing your health, for wanting to learn, wanting to grow, for having the right mindset. And if you know someone that needs to hear Jean-Pierre's story, please share this podcast with them. It can make all the difference in the world. Thank you for tuning in each and every week. And thank you for being here, Jean-Pierre.
Thank you, Melissa.
I'm excited to share with you a new program in 2025 that my training partner, Billy Admi, and I are launching. It is taking place in Q1 2025, and it will bring you to a master practitioner level of NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and NLP results coaching. And what this means is with this level of training, you will be able to guarantee your client results to them in writing. And no one else can do that as a coach. So it's very powerful. Throughout the 90 days, we won't be working together daily. However, we have trainings every week. You will be meeting your unconscious mind, designing your destiny, learning self-hypnosis and higher self-hypnosis, getting a 3-day designation in the Krasner style of hypnotherapist and start working with clients right away. Then we go into our 8-day practitioner level training of NLP, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and NLP results coaching. And we end with the master practitioner level of those 4 modalities as we continue to build your skills. Everything builds on itself all the way through the program. On the weeks that we don't have trainings, we have student check-ins, office hours where you can come, get your questions answered, and get the support that you need going through these programs. These designations are valid in 40 countries around the world, And all of this work is done on Zoom live with lots of experiential practice for you to be able to feel comfortable with the techniques when you complete the trainings. And lastly, because we teach it to you on Zoom, you can then go out and work with your clients on Zoom, which makes for a very low startup cost for you to literally be able to start working with clients immediately upon your successful completion of the training. For more information, check out the link in the show notes below.